Where shall we go today? Where shall we go? Where do you want to go today? Let's walk round Castleford. Electricity only recently came to Castleford, and these new signs here, which are traffic light things, have to have instructions so the locals know what they mean. Named after the store from the TV show Grace Brothers, and next to it is Happy Beans. I always have Happy Beans, me. Heinz beans are Happy Beans. Regeneration is a good thing when it's done well. This was done in 2005, so 16 years ago. And well, you got boarded up Poundland, Yusef's, and then, yeah, brilliant regeneration. Actually, what it was like before this started. It's not a sex shop, it's Electric Town shop, which is games, DVDs and that, and it's open apparently. Sadly, it's closed at the moment. Have you ever watched, what was it, Roadrunner? Well, this is where he got his fish and chips from. This part has definitely been regenerated recently, as you can tell, which is good. I mean, before it was, well, there were buildings here, and they've knocked some down now and made a car park, some smashed up cars. It's nice. Church. I don't know why, I wasn't expecting to see a church here. I never even thought about it. Let's go and have a look. Oh, sadly, it's closed at the moment. Here we see one of the escape routes that they used to use in the oldie days to escape. Sadly, someone's left a padlock on there and a cage, so you end up just going in prison instead of escaping. This church is still in construction. As you can see, they've not inserted the clock yet, which is the last thing they do, but they made a hole for it, for the clock face to go into, which is nice. While you're in the churchyard, directly opposite is this quaint building as well. Don't know what it is, but it must have been built by the Victorians, because it's got a walkway underneath it. Although, to be fair, it's not a very good one, because when you're walking along, you'll bang your head on these things. So it's not the best walkway ever. Maybe it's a prototype, maybe it's the first one, maybe that's why it's not on a main street, maybe that's why it's in a churchyard. Maybe they just buried the idea. I don't know. Thinking out loud. Although the church is pretty much finished, we can see the temporary pulpit that they used on the way up to it, so that they could do, for the builders, a nice, well, sermon or whatever it is, and sing songs about fairy tales and that kind of thing. Sadly, it's locked at the moment. So they got a problem with vandals. Oh, they haven't put the windows in yet. Probably haven't put the windows in yet. They're still building it, aren't they? Nice flowers. See a beautiful church like that, and then someone's just chucked a load of litter around on the floor. It's disgraceful, really is. Shocking scenes. HS2 is a big thing, and also one across a railway line going across from Yorkshire to Liverpool is being built as well. And this is the main office and the main area where they're actually starting the works. If you want to come on holiday here to Castleford, then why wouldn't you? Let's be honest, it's beautiful. You can rent these caravans, which are absolutely amazing. There's one here which has got bits that stick out, although you can't stand on them because there's no floor in them. They haven't invented that bit yet. And the one back there as well. So happy holidays. If you prefer camping than caravanning, I don't know why you do either, I'll be honest, then, but you don't like the thought of sleeping under the stars, like in just a tent or something like that, but you like the thought of looking at the stars. Well, they've got it covered here at Castleford, because look, there's a roofless house there that you can camp in, and there's even got outside entertainment and refreshments. It's beautiful. Everything you could ever possibly want for your holidays here in Castleford, although I think it might be closed at the moment. Oh, and that's a Rook of Death. Although it's so very long time ago, roundabouts have just been invented in Yorkshire as well, and this is Castleford's attempt. It's very good, although it's a bit small for the area that it's got to be in. It's like a mini roundabout. It's not a mini roundabout, but it might as well be a mini roundabout because it's tiny for the size of area it's in. The Germans were here in Castleford a long while ago. That's why it's called Castleford, because the Germans like building castles for no reason whatsoever. And you know it's Germans rather than anyone else, like the Romanians, because they use metal, and here is the metal that they used to build the castle, you see. Well, it's not here anymore now, it's just grass. Because it was a long time ago, it was at least 3 years ago. Here we see a reason why a business has gone bust. You couldn't figure out whether it was a tavern, I assume, or whether it was a cinema. And people need to know these things, so sadly, it's closed down. It's quite flowery here. But look, that looks like a bridge over something. Remember that film set in New York, Die Hard, where they had the mad lady who was a pigeon woman? Well, they've got her here, look. That's a replica of her, made from a real person. But, more importantly, look at that. That's amazing. And the bridge goes all the way around it. Gorgeous. Stone ground flour next to the mill, next to the river. Now I prefer my flour to be made by people who are not under the influence of drugs. If you don't like this modern bridge, and let's be honest, why would you? Then not to worry, there's an old one there. I think that's about 3 years older than this one. So technically it is older. Money's tight in Castleford. You can't just go out and buy a car if you want one because you ain't got the money for it. But not to worry, here you can buy mobility scooters, including one done by that guy off of Top Queer, and all these little mobility scooters. So people get around, use electricity. It's very environmentally friendly, even though I can't say it. I've said this many times, signage is very important. So if you want to spread a word of love, and you buy these letters, L-O-V-E, make sure they fit in your window. If you're a geek, let's be honest, why wouldn't you be? You can come here to Living Realms and geek out with other geeks, probably. Okay, the music's a bit shit, but it's got a proper town centre. Free library. No libraries are free, they just take your soul. That's how they pay, but you pay. That's all. Behind me is the old market hall. Someone waiting for a bargain in the morning. Because it's Sunday today, let's be honest, it's not open. But it's nice, old Victorian market, traditional. That's what we like, tradition. Occasionally, people make the mistake when they open up a business of making it too niche. Like this place here. Sofas for Les. Now, how many Leses do you know? Needless to say, it's shut down. Should have been sofas for all. When I had a missus, I was always in the doghouse. It was rubbish. Let's be honest, I'd sooner live here, because the doghouse is a pub. It's a much nicer place to be. Got a shopping centre as well, although sadly it's closed at the moment. We've got butchers as well, Mackenzie's Meats Family Butchers. You can tell it's traditional because it's black, and that is the traditional colour of butchers. First thought when I saw this town centre was, wow, they've even got a shop that says it. Castleford's obviously very greedy. Castleford Market, number 2. How many have they got? Police arresting some poor bugger. This is the side of the market. It is huge. A closed down pound stretcher. Have they gone bust? Big building though. And then cash generator. Could be house with a sign. These horrible shops hide what looks like an absolutely gorgeous church. What's that about? That should not be allowed, says the atheist. Some shop names are a bit bizarre. Kamikaze? Really? Others actually tell you what they do. Got Blade Runner there, which is quite clever, barbarous. Then you've got Castleford Carpet Centre, Castleford. And then you've got Thrill of the Grill, which I like. And then, of course, my favourite taxi company ever. Tiger, I can't even say it. It's that good. Even though Castleford is only 10 years old, it's got a 90s, 50s precinct in it. But to be fair, it's a little bit, because it's literally just a walkway with some bricks on it. I don't think they've figured out they're supposed to put shops in them. Never mind. If you ever get ill, they've got a health centre in Castleford, which is great. But don't get ill on a Sunday because it's shut. We've already seen the bus station, but they've also got a railway station as well. Look at that. Modern railway station. Brilliant. Just what you need to get out of Castleford. I'm amazed it's not fuller, to be honest. The beauty of Castleford is plain to see for anyone, including Banksy. It inspired him. Then he went to Seaside, apparently. So we're going to come somewhere that's got a totem pole made out of concrete, because that's what they were traditionally made out of, you know. A bus station, some interesting buildings, some interesting shop names, some really bad shop names, some unlucky shop names, and of course, some really nice people set out outside a pub, station pub. Big shout out to the guys there who kind of took this in the way it's meant. Yeah, I don't know what that means, but anyway, just go with it. So if you want all that kind of stuff, then come to Castleford. It's actually quite nice. The river's lovely. So yeah, until next time. Bye! Where shall we go today? Where shall we go? Where do you want to go today? Let's walk round. This is what happens when you want to leave Castleford. Dull. I can hear it. Yeah, I can hear it coming. Probably coming from the railway station, so it should come from the left. Or it might be going to the railway station, so it may come from the right. Either way, it's on its way. Probably. Oh yeah, I can hear it now, definitely. I think. Because the tracks make a kind of vibrating noise, don't they? Yeah, we go. So it's going to the railway station, and instantly we are free. And I can now escape Castleford. I'm not saying they don't have electricity or anything in Britain. You can have stone ground flour if you want from the mill, which is next to the river. But I prefer my river to be free of drugs or people making it. No, I put an eye on. If you don't like this modern river, and let's be honest, why would you? Money's tight in Castleford. First